Pokimane is highly outspoken on a whole range of topics, but has been relatively silent on the David situation. She did a music video with him, streamed with him, even let her into her home, but took an awfully long time to finally respond to what happened.
One of those things was obviously all the news that's come out about David. Honestly, I was trying kind of not to talk about it. I don't know if you guys have seen the details, but it is just, like D4VD, the artist. Even talking about it right now just makes me nervous and have like a pit in my stomach. I don't know if you guys have seen much of the details and stuff, but it's so gruesome and horrific. And I think just constantly reading those headlines was really getting to me. Like, I was getting nightmares about it. And just thinking, like, this arrested murderer was someone who was in my home, who connected me with so many other people. We have so many mutuals. And it's scary that, like, no one suspected anything like that. And also, understandably so, people are like dissecting his videos and lyrics and all this stuff. And since he had me in one of his music videos, I was like, does that mean anything? And, you know, like, just, it was really kind of getting to me. That, and to be honest, a lot of these things I'm not really sure how to talk about on stream. I've developed a bit of a fear of talking about stuff.
And this is quite a common pattern. While she's highly outspoken on issues like misogyny, gambling, capitalism, and various other social causes, she has been very cautious and hesitant to speak on issues when that might affect her own personal brand.
And the reason why I'm saying this, by the way, is not to like throw Pokey under the bus in any way, shape, or form, but because she also made it publicly known in her TikTok that she had spoken to me.
I feel like if there's something bad about somebody, she acknowledges that it's bad. If she knows this clip is something, right? Why did she skip it? Why did she skip it? Or if it didn't any drama, why not, at least in the way or not, to call it for what it is? Because if it's not bad, I mean, what about it? I don't get it.
And while she's obviously not connected to what happened with David, you would still think she would be one of the first to speak out on an important issue involving someone she publicly associated with on more than one occasion. The first public interaction between David and Pokimane came in March of 2025, when she and Jason DeWeen were asked to appear in the music video for David's song, What Are You Waiting For? What makes this video so chilling in hindsight is that Pokimane's character has trapped Jason and David inside a cage that gradually fills up with sand. And this was a concept devised by David himself.
Chat, y'all think I'm gonna look good in this outfit? Because the concept, you want to explain the video concept?
Yeah, basically, we want some like Houdini type, magician. So we in a big box, and the song is What Are You Waiting For? So it's like an hourglass. Like the time's gonna go down. Like what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And Pokimane is basically gonna be like torturing us. Like he's like medieval torture type. So she's gonna be like manipulating the sand and covering us in sand.
The witch.
Prosecutors say that a month after this video was shot, David brutally murdered Celeste Rivas, and David, in the aftermath, simply carried on as normal. Merely days after murdering someone, brutally, close range, with a knife, allegedly, he spoke about how much admiration he had for streamers like Jason and Pokimane.
I love Pokimane so much. I was watching her streams years and years ago.
She's amazing.
So fun to work with, dude. She's amazing. And Jason, I've been a fan of for a minute too. Black Boy Max, FaZe the all the FaZe boys, 100 Thieves, like all my streaming buddies. Like, I just love being involved in this community because it's where I came from. So every chance I get to kind of get back into the mix and support and have, people interact in the music world, in the streaming world, like I love doing that.
In May, David did a mukbang video with the girl group Cat's Eye and Pokimane. During this stream, Pokimane presented herself as a girl's girl, which is an image she's portrayed throughout her career. On this stream, she gifted Cat's Eye member with a Van Cleef friendship bracelet. She also brought a pair of chrome heart shades for David.
Okay, so you guys might not know me very well, but I am very big into gift giving. Don't ever get me anything, I will be very mad. But I love gift giving. No, so to congratulate you guys on your new song, and also David on his recent album.
Oh!
Where did he go?
Where is David?
David. Well, we'll save this for him. For you guys, I wanted to get you guys matching friendship bracelets.
You're joking.
That's so cute. However, I learned that at Van Cleef, they don't let you buy more than 2 of the same bracelets. So I had to buy 6 different ones.
You got a Van Cleef?
So you guys know Pop Mart blind boxes?
She got a Van Cleef?
Like, you guys are gonna do Van Cleef bracelet blind boxes. So none of you guys know which one you're getting. She just all you can do is you can pick whatever bag you want.
Okay, this one's calling me.
Oh my god.
Wait, you can give me
What
that.
happened? What did I miss?
Wait,
Are you serious?
wait. David, this is for you. Congrats on your new album. Please come on, thank you so much. Of course.
Oh my god. Wait, I have to put
And if you guys don't like any of them, you can definitely exchange. There's a gift receipt. Yes, I got you chrome heart frames.
Are you serious?
Because I know you love chrome hearts, and I see you wear glasses a lot, so I'm like, I feel like you'd love that. Oh my god.
According to Pokimane, this was all arranged by David.
Also, chat, you guys need to thank David, who really connected all of us.
Yes, he did. Yes.
I owe you my life.
No. After the Chrome Hearts glasses, I owe you mine. What the hell?
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
Megan,
those
this
are fire.
Megan trick is insane.
Wait, really?
Is this yours?
Wait, where's it from? It looks like it's one that I've had before.
All of us.
This is
Everyone is saying thank you, David. Thank you, David.
I know, so cute.
This is a little bit.
Also, chat, if you guys have questions, if I see a good one, then I'll ask it. And if I see a dumb one, you'll get banned, so don't be weird.
But 4 months after this stream, a news story broke which suggested that David was anything but the nice and friendly guy he portrayed himself on stream.
Begin with that breaking news. Details after a body was found inside a car at a Hollywood tow lot today. There's no immediate information about the identity of the person found inside, but Eyewitness News has learned the 2023 Tesla is registered in Hempstead, Texas to multi-platinum artist and musician David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David.
Pokimane was asked by her fans to speak about this and wrote, "I've gotten a lot of messages about the David news and wanted to say I'm as shocked and disturbed as everyone else finding this out. Hoping justice will be served soon. My thoughts and prayers are with the victim's family." Then, when asked about it on stream, she told people to just read her response.
By the way, guys, if you see anyone asking about the David situation, I completely understand why they would. Please, please, please refer them to either my tweet or my IG story. Yeah, please let them know, because I understand why people are curious, and I don't want them to think I'm, like, avoiding it or anything like that. LM, I gave you VIP, don't act up. It's just so I can actually see your messages. Don't say weird. Don't be a bad representation of me, okay? Okay.
Jason the Ween initially told his fans that there was no way David was guilty, but later changed his stance when more evidence emerged. In contrast, Pokimane chose not to comment further on the situation at all, despite being openly vocal on a range of other issues. Ultimately, this led to questions about how well Jason and Poki actually knew David. However, Cutie Cinderella clarified that collaborating with a streamer doesn't necessarily mean there's a personal friendship between them.
Well, I'm saying, like, there are tons of streamers and, content creators or whatever, where we are, like, coworkers or collaborators or acquaintances. Like, I won't even begin to broach the idea that we're friends if you don't have my phone number.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so crazy. Like, just because they've collabed multiple times, I'll be honest, Jason doesn't hang out with people. Like, I respectfully, I know his social life. He's not hanging out with David every week.
Yeah.
I think they've only ever done what you've seen on camera together. So if you call that best friends, then, like, I don't know what to tell you.
In April of 2026, David was arrested, and Jason spoke out on just how long it took to arrest him.
This is a win, bro. It only took 9 months. It's not my man's, bro. I don't want to see none of that shit. I already knew when I clicked this link, motherfucker's gonna be weird, bro. Okay, dude. How many times do I gotta say? Yes, before everything, all the evidence. And I don't know why people make it out to it just being me. Yes, I did defend him, and I regret doing that because obviously after all the evidence, I switched up on him. Yeah, I'm gonna switch up on a pedophile murder. The RP to Celeste, man.
Musicians like Kali Uchis, Holly Humberstone, Lawfee, and Damiano David all removed their collaborations with David from streaming platforms. And Cassidy Clark, who appeared in one of David's music videos, was also very keen to vocally distance herself too.
Hey everyone, my name is Cassidy Clark. I was in the Here With Me music video when I was 18 years old, and I'm gonna talk about it. I submitted for the job via casting networks and I got casted. It was a 12-hour shoot, very low pay, non-union job. I met David's whole family. His whole family was there because he was a minor at the time. I was 18, he was 17, and when you're a minor working on set, you have to have your one guardian present, but his whole family was there. I met his younger sister, who is probably now around the same age as Celeste would be, and he has a younger brother as well. During the shoot, I played his girlfriend, and that was that. We followed each other on Instagram just for the sake of, oh, you shot with me for 12 hours. We might as well follow each other on Instagram. We honestly didn't really get along that well. I would say I'm pretty outgoing, and we just really didn't click. If anything, I felt like I was kind of bickering with him. But that's besides the point. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've gotten quite a few messages of people asking me if I have anything to do with this, if I know what's going on, and I just wanted to put an end to it. I do not associate with David by any means. I'm an actor. I literally have nothing to do with him. I did it for a job. I did it for a check. I didn't know who David was. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore. I'm going to remove him as a follower. And I think that he deserves even more than what's happening to him right now. He's a monster, and I do not associate with him by any means. I'm not making this video to make this about me. I'm making this video to put an end to my association with David. Like I said, I've been getting countless amount of messages, comments, stuff like that. I know this video is going to get the same thing, but at least I'm saying I don't associate with David, and all justice to Celeste Rivas and her family.
Yet Pokimane's response has been very different. Instead of immediately speaking out on this topic, she stayed relatively silent. Initially, she was dragged into a situation when a clipping account, KickChamp, tweeted, "Jason the Ween and Pokimane are directly involved in David's murder case as they shot a music video with him acting a murder," where Jason responded,
Directly involved. Okay, bet. I bet. Nah, I'm saving this. Let me save this. I might download videos. Actually, let me screenshot this. Screenshot both before you delete them. What's one? Let's go one more, bro. Hope Rainbed's paying you enough, buddy. Hope Rainbed's paying you enough, buddy. I know exactly how much they're paying you too, buddy. Hey, they offered Ween updates bread too. No, exactly. Hey, it's not enough. It's not enough, buddy. Hey, matter of fact, bro, I'm about to hit Pokey up, bro. We're gonna double sue your hit you with a double lawsuit, mother.
And Pokimane said she was also interested in taking legal action.
I don't know. Jason sent me some tweet and he was like, we should sue this person. And I was like, if you want. But then the guy took down his tweet. So I don't think we're suing them anymore. Unless he still wants to.
But eventually in May, she addressed the David situation.
One of those things was obviously all the news that's come out about David. Honestly, I was trying kind of not to talk about it. I don't know if you guys have seen the details, but it is just, like D4VD, the artist. Even talking about it right now just makes me nervous and have like a pit in my stomach. I don't know if you guys have seen much of the details and stuff, but it's so gruesome and horrific. And I think just constantly reading those headlines was really getting to me. Like, I was getting nightmares about it. And just thinking, like, this arrested murder was someone who was in my home, who connected me with so many other people. We have so many mutuals. And it's scary that, like, no one suspected anything like that. And also, understandably so, people are like dissecting his videos and lyrics and all this stuff. And since he had me in one of his music videos, I was like, does that mean anything? And, you know, like, just, it was really kind of getting to me. That, and To be honest, a lot of these things I'm not really sure how to talk about on stream. I've developed a bit of a fear of talking about stuff.
Some people have criticized this apology for making it all about herself, but other people defended her, with one tweet saying, "People saying that she's making this about her is very concerning. This woman pays an ish ton of money to stop people from making deep fakes of her. She had a murder and a PDF inside her house. She's not downplaying what happened to the victim by being concerned of her safety. But an arguably much fairer criticism is that she didn't really center this on the victim of this crime, an underage girl, Celeste Rivas. Celeste's story was the perfect opportunity to speak about the broader social issues of how many young girls are vulnerable to being exploited by older men. There's also another power imbalance due to David being a famous singer. On top of that, you've got the lack of seriousness taken by the police. Instead, Pokimane's response seems like carefully managed PR more than anything else. The truth is that this is not the first time we've seen Pokimane try to sidestep a major issue. Rather than addressing controversies that could affect her, she often distances herself and waits for the public attention to die down. All this behavior was especially noticeable last year. In early 2025, Pokimane announced that she had a new part-time roommate.
My part-time roommate. Now, what does that mean? He lived in the UK, then he wanted to move to LA, but he needed a roommate. Please stop hiding behind me. He needed a roommate, so I rent the second room in his apartment. But I have my own apartment that I stay there most of the time.
However, rumors swirled that Elam had cheated on his ex-girlfriend, Captain Puffy. As part of her girl's girl persona, Pokimane had previously tweeted, "Believe victims," and had generally presented herself as very supportive of women in cases like these. But instead of addressing this situation on stream, Pokimane wrote in the comments section of the video, "Hi guys, I've seen your comments and have talked to the people involved. I take this stuff seriously and won't be discussing someone else's past relationship publicly. I appreciate y'all looking out for me." Later that year, Captain Puffy released a 6-page document accusing Elam of emotional and financial abuse, which basically involved him being very manipulative and living off of her income. After this news broke, Pokimane quietly distanced herself from Elam, but Captain Puffy revealed that Pokimane had known all about this for months.
But because she got a lot of negative comments on the TikTok, she did reach out to me and ask me about the situation, what happened. And the reason why I'm saying this, by the way, is not to like throw Pokey under the bus in any way, shape, or form, but because she also made it publicly known in her TikTok that she had spoken to me. She put it as a TikTok comment that she's spoken to the parties involved. So I don't feel like I'm saying anything that like she hasn't already said herself. But she did reach out to me in October and ask me what had happened basically, because apparently he said that he didn't cheat and whatever else that they discussed, I don't know. To which I sent her a really long message, basically kind of like almost surmising exactly what was said in the Google Doc, obviously more casually because I'm just speaking to her. But yeah, so I basically told her everything, and her response was obviously essentially that it was horrible what happened to me and how he was. Obviously, I don't know the standing of their friendship or what happened.
And when she knew about the allegations and nobody else did, she was still on relatively friendly terms with Elam.
Elam is such a normie. Okay. What does that mean?
Elam is such a f***ing normie. It bores me. And
She said that like, that was such a, like a Gretchen Wiener tone. Elam is such a f***ing normie.
British. Disgusting.
Miskiff, who had faced his own allegations, was quick to point out the hypocrisy of her "Believe Victims" tweet.
You know, honestly, as someone that was very close to Pokimane and defended her for years, this bothers me. Does this bother anyone else? Does this bother anyone else? Like, I defended her for years. I really did. But it bothers me that she's like, believe victims, and she says this stuff, but then like, Captain Puffy and them talk about Elam being whatever the fuck, but she still lives with them, still collabs with them, still does everything. It's always like, it's just this virtue signaling shit that they all do. And it just drives me nuts. Like, it's just farming. It's like, believe victims, but then you're living with a guy that apparently cheated and was pretty. She needs to join Kick.
So Pokimane's actions often go against her own words, and people are starting to really see through her. In fact, there's one video from the drama YouTuber Adam McIntyre where his audience corrected him on referring to Pokimane as a girl's girl.
Someone said, I don't know about her being a girl's girl. All right, I'm just saying the discourse that I saw online. I don't watch Pokimane. And again, I am diving into this. Pokimane ain't a girl's girl. Okay, listen, don't hold me to anything.
Eventually, after significant pushback, Pokimane responded and wrote, "Hi everyone, I wanted to clarify my living situation since there's been confusion. I rented a room in another apartment to be closer to friends and have a setup to do group streams and collabs. At the time, my friends who lived with Ellen before mentioned he needed a roommate, and that's how the arrangement came to be. I was rarely there to begin with, never stayed over, and have my own apartment. A couple months ago, after Kara spoke to me about her experience, I stopped going back to the apartment and stopped making duo content with Ellen out of respect and consideration for her. Others saw the document then as well, and I distanced myself because that's what felt right to me. I've since spoken to Kara privately and apologized, so she knows I took what she said seriously. I've also decided to come out as that's what makes me most comfortable. I hope this clarifies the timeline and my involvement. Thanks." But similar to what she said about David, she doesn't really address the alleged victim and the abuse they allegedly received, although it was quite spun up in this situation. And it's more to do with how they weren't really roommates. And instead of being outspoken on Ellen's behavior, she just didn't stream.
No to start. Also, sorry I didn't stream much during December. It just felt awkward to stream amidst the E-word stuff. And, I was just going to wait until it all got kind of settled to stream. But then it kept getting, delayed. And then I was already back home. And then it was Christmas. And then, Anyways, luckily, that is off to the side now, and life's chill and good. So you left FaZe. I did. I handed in my 2 weeks to Banks.
But around the same time as this controversy, she had another friend who was not simply accused of something, but literally essayed someone on camera. Pokimane often streamed with Nina Lynn, including this mukbang video, which has not aged very well.
You didn't fully tell us about your type.
My type is the obeying type. I need obeying. I need you to listen. Not too much talking. Shut up when you need to. Mind your own business. Make sure my business is running good. If I need assistance in anything, you have to drop everything and help me. Your wallet is my wallet. My wallet is my wallet. Any girl you talk to better be your sister or your mom. Other than that, don't talk to them too much either. Mom, maybe yes, because that's mom. And then any of your brothers or homies that have to check in with me. Because, in order to find the secrets of their boyfriend, you go through them. So I have to have all their contacts. Location is always on, and I have an air tag in your car without you knowing.
Valid.
And in 2025, Nina Lynn was under heavy scrutiny due to this clip of her basically essaying Silky's cameraman, Saeed.
Take all of this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Don't do your. Look at my Louis Vuitton store. Hold on. No outside clothes on the bed. Hold on. What's going on? You can't just forcibly take it out. Get that bag. This is a nice bag. Hold on, this is a nice bag. Yo, how much this cost? Turn around. No. Start for the top. What? I need this. I needed this. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Zoe, he's not consenting. He's not consenting.
And then when asked to apologize, this was Nina's response.
So what if he says, I feel like you did some shit wrong?
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essayed Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was going to talk to him and be like, you definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. If you dead ass felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you better let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
Alongside this, another clip resurfaced of Nina broaching past somebody's boundaries.
No. You ready, Emily?
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Nina.
All right.
Okay, Fred.
I know. Concentrating on the Pokemon.
Okay, girl.
No, Nina. Oh my. Wow, you have the best masseuse, Toast.
That was good.
Wow, she is so bold. You love to see it.
And once again, Pokimane had hoped that the controversy would die down, but was eventually forced to respond. She wrote, "I've gotten a lot of comments asking me to speak on recent news, and I didn't tweet sooner because I felt the focus should be on the victims and allegations. But it also feels wrong not to say anything. Essay and harassment should be taken seriously regardless of the gender of the perpetrator or victim. There's already so much shame associated with speaking out on these experiences, when in reality, the shame should lie with the abuser." And to be fair to Pokimane, she gave a valid reason why she's often slow to speak about these issues. She wrote, "If I'm ever slow to comment on things like this, it's because these situations bring up a lot of emotions from my past traumas, which I don't know if I'll share publicly. I hope this makes my stance clear." At the same time, this statement is really missing any direct condemnation of Nina. But in 2025 alone, Pokimane sidestepped not one, not two, but 3 controversies involving her close friends.
Is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Hassan was caught using what looked like a shock collar on his dog, which he claimed was a AirTag. And as you can imagine, Hassan received a lot of hate from people on not only the other side of the political spectrum, but the entire internet.
And instead of doing what I think most people, like not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of like showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is. And that's the attitude that his community had as well, like, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar. Which I think is a little odd because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying this shit, it's not true. Well, it takes like actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here, this is not a shock collar, look, here's what it is, and then explain it. Like, I feel like even a non-streamer, like a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or like, hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be like, oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding, no, that's not what happened.
Hassan eventually gave a more detailed explanation.
And I put an AirTag on them. I put an AirTag on all of her collars to make sure that, I know where she's at. And one of the collars that people are pointing to from previous days or from like months ago is the collar that is a vibration collar. A collar that I use specifically to communicate with Kaya when she's free roaming at the park or when she is, off leash running around. When you leave your dog to free roam, to go out on the trail or whatever, there are going to be instances where you can yell for her to come back to do recall, but because she's so far away that she can't hear you. That's where the vibration collar comes in. It vibrates. It doesn't actually have any sort of like shocking component. And there are multiple different versions of this.
But this other resurfaced clip didn't help his case.
Hey, come here. Stay. No, come here.
And the same clip was played on Pokimane's stream.
Come here. Hey.
Mods. Do I have mods?
XQC, meanwhile, was quick to question why she called her mods.
I feel like if there's something bad about somebody, she acknowledges that it's bad about her. If she knows this clip is something, right? Why did she skip it? Why did she skip it? Or if it's not any drama, why not at least in the way or not to call it for what it is? Because if it's not bad, I mean, what about it? I don't get it.
And XQC's watching Pokimane ignoring her friend engaging in what he believed was harm, while she was previously highly critical of him streaming on Kick because it was owned by an online crypto casino.
Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is so cringe to me personally. Like, I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right? For me to do cringe when I have my, I can't. Like, ew. Can someone put this into words better than I can? It's almost embarrassing.
Hassan was soon scheduled to appear on the Sweet and Sour podcast, which they would presumably address this issue. But before it was due to be released, an announcement read saying, "This is a tough one to write, but we wanted to give you all a heads up that we're unfortunately going to be missing our first scheduled Saturday video tomorrow. We've been watching the recent drama unfold concerning our guest, and it's been getting intense. We had a serious talk as a crew, and we all agreed that it did not feel right uploading tomorrow's episode at this moment in time. Our community is our favorite thing, and the reason we do this is to create a space that is comfy as always and a true escape. We do not want to impact the cozy atmosphere we've all built together. Thanks for always supporting our vision for a fun, positive place to hang out. See you all next week." Pokimane responded to this with the tweet saying, "The episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear it'd cause drama, and also posted this statement without my approval. Keep in mind, many people on X were watching and waiting for her response, so this started to go viral before she said anything about it. Sorry guys, we'll talk about everything on this week's episode and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure." And with 35,000 likes is a reply which stated, "Throwing your staff under the bus instead of disavowing animal harm is definitely something I'd expect from you." And Ethan Klein, who used to be great friends with Hassan, argued that Hassan might have been involved behind the scenes.
I've seen this happen to Son so many times. When any of his perceived friends go against him, he calls them.
Yeah.
He texts them. He's done it to XQC. He did it to Mizkiz. He did it to Ludwig. He did it the other day to Charlie. After he saw his video, he's like, you know what? F it, I'm texting him. So he for sure messaged or called Pokimane and like chewed her out hard for this, right? Because that's how he keeps everybody in line. But anyway, no hate to Pokey because I'm sure it's a super awkward situation.
When next week's episode arrived, where Pokimane promised to talk about everything, there was zero mention of Hassan and his dog. And this time around, she didn't even give a vague statement on the issue, and just waited for the problem to go away. But when you compare this to controversies that she's not tied to, a key difference becomes clear. In April of 2025, Pokimane had no hesitation about directly calling out an alleged abusive person. The difference here was simple. She didn't personally know who the person was involved.
So what he would do is he would approach women in my community, and because, you know, he was followed by all these streamers, because he had all of these connects, he seemed like a really reputable person. And he would start building some sort of friendship with them, but then he would start talking about like how depressed he is or how suicidal he is. And so of course he would garner these girls' sympathies, and they would want to help him, yada yada. And then he would start talking about this like fake relationship that he and I had. Mind you, when I started learning about this, there was only so much that I could see for my own mental health. But basically, he would talk about how I was emotionally and romantically and otherwise abusing him. And he would say that we would like meet up at these hotels, at TwitchCon, at this or that. Mind you, I've never met him. I have not met this person once in my life. I've obviously never spoken romantically, anything near to him. We actually only had one semi-personal conversation, and it was right before I found out all of this. And everything he told me, I then also found out was a lie.
And were Pokimane not associated with David, you could easily imagine her speaking about his behavior and how he personified the dangers that men can present to women. But because she was connected to David, close to David, even exchanging gifts with David, we ended up with a much vaguer and less substantial response that took well over 6 months to even get in the first place.